We begin our bulletin with some breaking news coming in. US President Donald Trump says boots on the ground may not be necessary in the war against Iran. The statement was a deviation from Trump's earlier claim that he is considering having boots on the ground. In an interview with News Nation, Trump said there will soon be retaliation for the attack on the US embassy in Saudi Arabia's Riyadh and for the deaths of US service members. As of Monday, 6 US troops were killed in action so far after launching Saturday's strikes on Iran, Trump had told New York Post. Every president says there will be no boots on the ground. I don't say it. For more on this, I'm joined by my colleague Shivan from the newsroom. Shivan, we have a number of statements that have been made by US President Donald Trump recently. Does this give us any indication into how long the US is willing to continue this war?
Well, without the last known period of time that was given by the US President himself was about max 5 weeks, 4 to 5 weeks, but he said it could be longer. 4 weeks is what he's looking at. Now, just to add to what you reported on, while Trump is saying that boots on ground may not be required, there's a similar statement that has come in from the Israeli leadership, the Israeli Prime Minister, who said that this is not an endless war. So, and these statements are pretty much coming out at a similar time from both sides, US and Israel, which are at the helm of this conflict with Iran, engulfing the entire West Asian region at this point. So that's where things stand. A lot of questions have been raised on whether US will be able to achieve its objectives without boots on ground. But that seems to be the plan. They don't want boots on ground, and that's where things stand as of now. But an earlier statement from Trump did not rule it out either. For the largest part till now, there's no indication that they will be sending their soldiers into Iran or any of those regions. Let me quickly also go over some other developments that have come in. In the most recent, Saudi forces have intercepted 8 drones near Riyadh and Al-Kharj. And why this is important right now, Vidur, is because just a little over 2 hours ago, there were reports that surfaced 2 drones had struck the US embassy in Riyadh in Saudi Arabia. And there were more explosions which were heard after that, to which the US president has said that the response will be seen very soon. They'll find out. That's what he's saying. So for the US, as of now, we're hearing of a lot of damage that they are taking, and this is across the region. I'll quickly go over it. Till now, the reports are suggesting that 6 American troops have died in the ongoing conflict. More details have not been shared of the region and how or where, but this is what has been told so far. 3 jets have been downed, and these are American jets which came down in Kuwait. Those visuals went viral yesterday. They said there were no casualties. No pilots were harmed, no personnel were harmed, but the jets, they came down. A US-flagged vessel was attacked in the Strait of Hormuz, and that is one region which has been completely blocked off because of the ongoing hostilities. Iran has made it clear that they will attack any ship that is crossing through the region, and if it is a US-flagged ship, it is going to be prime on their radar. Along with this, consulates. The US consulate in Karachi was badly attacked by protesters, hundreds of them. And US Marines, now the reports have also surfaced that US Marines who were deployed in the consulate, they opened fire. There were a number of casualties among the protesters because attacking a consulate or an embassy, it is tantamount to an assault on US sovereignty or the sovereignty of any country whose embassy or consulate you attack. Here, it's the US embassy. And we understand US is not going to take this lightly at all. But at this point, we are seeing US consulates and embassies being attacked. One in Saudi Arabia, as I mentioned, here in Karachi. And along with that, also, there were reports of fire from a US consulate compound in Kuwait. And the green zone was breached in Iraq with more protesters moving towards the US embassy in the region. So I think in putting all of this together, the US has already issued an advisory to all its citizens across West Asia. And I'm actually saying across West Asia, this is in 14 countries that they've mentioned. They've asked their citizens, please leave, just get out. And that includes Saudi Arabia, it includes UAE as well. And these are regions which have been very friendly with the US, but they are taking a large part of the beating. Just yesterday, I'll quickly go into the two countries as of now, as I just mentioned, Saudi Arabia and UAE. In Saudi Arabia, just last evening, we heard of a report of a strike on an Aramco oil refinery. Today morning, there were two drones which struck the embassy in Riyadh. And along with that, more explosions being heard. Saudi Arabia also saw an explosion in Riyadh. That was on the first day of the conflict. Let me come to UAE. Over 170 ballistic missiles have been shot towards UAE. And they have, their air defenses are taking them down, but some of them have managed to land, or they've managed to make it past their air defense systems as well. Along with that, there is a major barrage of missiles going in towards Qatar. And it's not just missiles, it's also drones. UAE has suffered attacks from over 650 drones so far. A lot of them they've taken down, some they could not. Qatar has been seeing a large part of these missiles coming in from Iran going towards Qatar. And this includes ballistic missiles, cruise missiles and drones, UAVs. So there is a lot of damage taking place. Even in Bahrain, the 5th US base was attacked. This happened on the first day of the conflict itself. So the region is extremely hot at this point. A lot of Indians have been stranded in a lot of these regions, and not just Indians, it's passengers across the world who were stranded because airspace has been closed. There are too many developments coming in at this point. With every 15 minutes, you find you're hearing of new explosions and more casualties taking place. So the region is extremely hot. This war is at its hilt at this point, but there is worse to come, is what the statements from Marco Rubio and the US president are now suggesting because of the attack that has taken place on the US embassy in Riyadh. So there will be a retaliation, and they're saying the worst is yet to come. The most aggressive strikes are yet to come on Iran. So let's wait and see how this one only seems to be getting worse at this point. That's really what we can say at this point.
Well, absolutely, Savan. As you said, Marco Rubio said that the worst is yet to come. That was an incredibly telling statement by the US Secretary of State. Thank you for all those updates, Shivan. Will, of course, continue tracking the most telling story, that is the Iran war at this time when it comes to geopolitics.